locomotive sitting here idling, along with a little cart for me to ride in. And here is the cargo cart. Right now it's just carrying empty cells. Due to a bug of some kind, it can only put one cell per slot, so I only need 27. It's plenty fast to load the oil faster than the pump can pump it. So I've let it sit idle for a while, so the pump has some oil on the other side. On this end here, this is the receiving end, where the train will come down this slope here, it'll come over to here, and this locking track is set to hold this chest cart, and so it'll detect the chest cart and hold it, and then underneath the locking track is an unloader that'll unload the full oil cells and put them into this super tank here that'll then take the empty oil cells, these, and I'll put them over on this side. You can see there's still 19 over here. Let me go ahead and make that 27, so that way next time we come through we can just load them up directly. So those empty oil cells get set into the item loader. Oh, so once the item unloader finishes, it'll release the track, and then the train will continue around to here, where the item loader will hold it until it fills it up. And here you can see it's filtered for chest carts, so it'll only stop chest carts. It'll transfer these 27 empty cells, and exactly as many are shown in the filter, and it'll hold it until it's complete. So once it's complete is when it emits redstone, which means that'll turn on and then the release of the train. So let's get into our cart here. We can look at the locomotive. The locomotive burns coal, obviously, but it also uses water. You can see here it uses water. That's strange, it's making noise. Anyway, right now we're in idle mode, but we're going to go ahead and switch to running mode. So you can see now it's moving forward. Now one of the first places it'll come to is our servicing area. Oh, look at it. Look like the sun's coming up. Isn't that nice? We're going to have a nice morning train ride. I'll stop it once it gets to the top of the hill. Feels like a little bit like a roller coaster ride. So you can see we're getting to the top where the rail line is. I just set it up at the same level as the oil well, so it'll be easier for me to manage. So once we get to the top, let's go idle. You can see here this is a water tank siding. It just collects water from the air or rain or whatever. Comes down the pipe into a fluid loader, similar to the other loaders downstairs. It'll hold, in this case, the steam locomotives until they're full, and it forces it full all the way. So it wastes a little bit of water, but we've got plenty. As you can see here, the water is back up to full, and as the train is heating up a little bit of steam, it's using it, and then the thing is filling it back up again. Now, if we look just beyond this, this is where I have it refill with coal. Using the same principle downstairs as at the bottom, it takes the coal out of this storage barrel here, puts it through here and into here, which is a item loader. So you can see here it's got all this coal stored into it. And what it'll do is it'll take and move as much as it can. Anything it has, it'll just move anything, and it'll release it once it's done. So that way the train will fill up again with coal when it gets over there. So let's go back to running mode. We'll just watch inside the train. You can see it's starting to fill up with coal. And then once it's fully loaded, the loader will release the train will continue on. Now we just look at the nice scenery. That used to be my giant redwood. I cored out the center, but I haven't gotten rid of it yet. That'll probably be in when I'm really bored project. I can set it on fire or something fun. Over here on the right is just part of the forest that I'm in. Over there is a desert that has some resources, a couple of magic nodes that are useful, but mostly it's useful for sand. I can make sand now just out of smashing gravel and cobblestone, so it's not that useful anymore, but it's pretty handy to be next to it. We probably won't see it from this far away, but way off in the distance there's a giant mesa that I've been tearing apart, because mesas are made of hardened clay, and you can use that clay. There goes our whistle. You can use that clay to make aluminum. So that's how I've been using aluminum. And here you can see this is the weather on this side. It's rain, but this is a colder biome, and so here, that little spot right there makes snow. I think there's more snow further down, but anyways. So the way Minecraft does it, you can see there's some snow in those trees down there, is there's temperature and then there's humidity that's kind of like a random, kind of smooth, random generator. And we just change again to a little bit more snow. Ooh, thunderstorm, dangerous. Probably shouldn't be out. Let me go ahead and idle it here and I'll explain what's going on this side. So on this side, the train gets stopped by this track. It puts the empty cells into this barrel. That gets transported up into here. Oh, sorry, that's the generator. It transported into here. No, that's the drill. It's transported into the tank up here, and as you can see, it's already holding 64. And then as they get full of oil, they get transferred over to this side. So you can see there's already 46 oil waiting for us. The other two devices here are the actual business end of this operation. This diesel generator here powers this basic pump here. And this pump uses the mining pipes to drill down. You can kind of see them down there. Not very well, but you can see it going down into the ground there. And that's where it drills for the oil. It'll search in an area for oil and then pull it up. There used to be an oil spout here that was on fire, but now it's all gone now. So it's having to drill underground to get some. That's my old oil operation over there. I may go back to that with the higher tier drill. This one's only a basic one, so you can only pull oil in a radius of about 11 as it's drilling down. The higher tier ones will go like 30 or 40 wide. So anyways, as it gets energy, it searches for oil, pumps it up into this guy, and this guy takes an empty cell and converts it into a full cell and dumps it out over here. Let's go back in and turn on our locomotive. So you can see we'll stop here and we'll unload. Bink. And then it'll bink. Yeah, look at that. Now we have 27 oil cells. So this next one we can go a little bit faster here. It is pretty scenic. Look at that. Snow, thunderstorms. Crazy. Nice big hill over there. See a nice terror-inducing drop as we go down. Hello there. Let me go ahead and slow it down because it's more fuel efficient that way. Load up. All full. Anyway, that's the train. That's the train setup. It's a point-to-point operation, so it just takes its stuff from the oil, puts it into the cells, into the chest cart. Now, you can do a tank cart where you put a fluid tank in and it holds 16 buckets. I thought this would be more efficient because a chest obviously can hold more. I mean, it could hold 27 times 64, but as it turns out, it's fine. 27 is more than enough. So if you were going to do this in your own world, it might make more sense to just use a bunch of fluid loaders and unloaders. You need one item loader just for restocking your locomotive with coal. You can see it's back full again. Anyways, that's how you run a train. With more complicated stuff, you can actually set it up so that the train, you can set up like a Y switch so that the train will choose alternating directions. Like if I was to turn on that oil well, or if I was in an area with multiple oil wells, I could send the train to multiple, have it alternate between one oil well to the next. That way the oil well has time to drill oil so the train doesn't have to sit there and wait like it's going to do here when it gets down to the end, because the oil is probably not high enough yet. And that way you can get some real infrastructure going. Trains really aren't that useful for other resources because you could set up automatic miners and stuff like that, but they're not quite as long-term as a oil well. Oil well you can dig, several thousand easy. I've already got 3,000 oil buffered up, and that's only from this oil well, and I haven't used any of it, so it's just from here. But a typical ore vein may have a thousand ore, maybe a little bit more depending upon how big you decide to mine. Yeah, let's see, see, not full. We're a little short. So anyways, the train would just sit here and wait until it fills up. And it enters idle mode by default. So even though it says running, it's actually idling. It's not using as much. Alright, thank you for watching. Let's make sure everything over here is okay.